this changes everything for the Buccaneers. A new injury update coming in on what was going to be a very promising Buccaneers player and a new addition to this roster who is going to be one of the leaders of this new defensive front. And now we're going to have to deal with what the injury implications are going forward. I am Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. Welcome back, everyone. A little bit more of a somber note today, obviously, with injury news. No one wants to hear that, but training camp football, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. But hey, make sure before we get started to subscribe, as we know that 95% of y'all are still not subscribed. So just make sure to hit the bell, hit the button, join the Bucs on this journey as we go forward through training camp and get closer and closer to preseason, regular season, all that good football stuff. So just make sure to hit the bell and we will be going and you'll be getting all the updates for Buccaneers football. So what are we talking about today? Well, there was the unfortunate news that a major injury happened. Rookie linebacker David Walker figured prominently in the Bucs' plan this year, but his first NFL season ended before it really started. Walker, the fourth-round pick from Central Arkansas, tore his ACL in only his second practice Friday and will undergo season-ending surgery, and that comes from Rick Stroud of Tampa Bay Times. So, bit of a bummer. No one wants to see a young stud kind of go down like this, but at the same time, it's almost inevitable. Everyone unfortunately gets injury news, and Bucs have been kind of plagued a little bit. It seems like the beginning of this season, and we're no stranger to this. It's been kind of happening quite a bit, honestly. Everyone remembers the Ryan Jensen problem who caused him to retire, and obviously we're not talking about that because he was just drafted, but no one wants to start their NFL season or their NFL career with an ACL injury. That's just brutal. He's a big guy. The Bucs coaches were talking about him a lot, just how much of a promising young guy he was. He is a leader in his group, and overall, when he was in Central Arkansas, he was a leader, and that seems like what they were setting up to be. Pass rushing depth was definitely a issue for the Bucs these past few seasons, ever since Shaq Barrett left and then came back kind of, but not really when he joined the Bucs at the end of the season. But it obviously our playoff push didn't go very far, and now he's not on the team, and so we're struggling in the pass rushing depth. We got Hassan Reddick. He's still thankfully healthy, and he's a veteran leader and obviously a veteran presence for the pass rushing group. But we do need some of these young guys to kind of step up because obviously we don't have many other veterans to kind of push these guys and teach them like we had with JBP and Shaq Barrett when those guys were still here. Yaya Diaby obviously is going to be the central piece of this pass rush, and he was always going to be the starter. But now it's like more when injuries like this happen, there's more pressure put on their shoulders because it's like, okay, we don't have now a young stud to rely on anymore, and there's obviously some guys who are still in the room, but maybe this might mean like, hey, we might go in the free agency, pick someone up. I have talked about Trey Hendrickson, still obviously not happy. He's hanging out in Jacksonville right now because that's his hometown. But so, hey, not too far away. But anyway, like there's a good chance that the Bucs might dip into the free agency pool and see what's there when we're now down a man just for the entire season. And so, well, what did Todd Bowles have to say about this? Because he said that we were counting on him to doing a lot of things, but we have other guys who have to step up, and we'll look at this as a redshirt year. Redshirt year being like he's not really playing. It's like a college football term for those who don't know. He's really going to be looking on from the sidelines and observing how things are going at practice and just during games, absorbing as much as he can information-wise. So getting, mental reps from the sideline, but not on the field, obviously. So it's real bummer, but we have guys who have experienced, Godwin has experienced an ACL injury, and he's obviously going through another injury recovery. So we have veterans who can help help Walker on his recovery path and just tell him, hey, it's not the end of the world. We've been through this type of stuff, and we'll be here for you, and which is good because this is definitely the most unselfish Bucs team we've ever seen. I mean, there's just the egos are just always in check. We're seemingly getting Hassan Reddick, in check. I mean, everyone was kind of accusing him to having ego problems, like not wanting to come to practice for the Jets and not playing for them and all that stuff. So, now he's on a year prove-it deal, which will hopefully motivate him just like it motivated Baker when he was on his 1 year prove-it deal. So Walker, he has the leadership. He has the non-selfish guys to help him get through this. And while it's frustrating because like his second day of camp was, basically a huge step back for his career, the love he'll get from our guys is really what's important here, and that it'll prove that it's a family and that people care about him, and so he will get to see that firsthand, and including the staff. The staff will treat him really well. I have no doubt about that. But yeah, it's when he was drafted, there was back behind the scenes of like everyone saying, "Oh, we're gonna go win a Super Bowl." The guys were really, really high on him, that being the coaches, defensive coaches, not just Bowles and Jason Licht, but everyone was really high on him. And, sometimes guys like him who aren't in Division I football, college football that is, aren't really, they get looked over sometimes. Central Arkansas, not like the most scouted team probably, but sometimes that's where the diamond in the rough can be found, and we thought we had one, and we still will probably have one with Walker. It's just going to take another year to find out really what he's capable of. So it definitely is a bummer though when you see that, like, hey, Bowles was saying he was going to be a big part of this defense. They had a plan for him, probably rotating in and out for guys like Hassan and Yaya, but It's just now it's all about getting back to where he wants to be, how he feels good. He's going to have the whole calendar year to get to next year's training camp where he should be fully healthy by then, considering how NFL trainers and rehabbers help their guys. Like, they get the best training done. It's not just like a normal doctor, a normal physician. They get the best in the world. So he will be back for next year's training camp, 12 months from now. But in the end, it's still kind of something that we have to figure out whether, like, hey, what are we going to do about this? Are we just going to stick with the guys that we have? Because we only have 4 pass rushers in our lineup right now. Like, I think that it is imperative that the Buccaneers go and get someone else to really help the competition, and just honestly just make sure that the depth is there, because pass rushing is exhausting. Like, it's one of the most physical positions, one of the most important positions on the defense. You could argue the most important position. If we're not getting to the quarterback, then it's a big problem. This is something that we have struggled with in years past, about not getting to the quarterback. We want to be able to rush with four guys, and so that we can keep a lot of our defensive guys, young defensive guys, back and cover a bit better. And if we're bringing more people in to rush the passer, there's less guys to cover in the backfield. So it's just kind of this thing where it's like we don't want to be stuck in these positions we've been in the past few years. So we have some cap space. We should use it. And so in the end, it's unfortunate that Walker has gone down with this injury. But it's always a next man up mentality with the Buccaneers. We've been praised for our depth, especially in these past few years where we've been competing and winning a lot more than we're used to. But now is a time probably to get that going again for the pass rushing. He'll be going on IR, and so that opens a roster spot for competition in the training camp. So we'll see how that goes. And you let me know down below. How are we feeling about this pass rushing group now that one of our guys, our young pass rushers, has gone down, is out of the count? Do we think that we should bring someone in? Do you think that we're okay with where we're at? Sound down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, because we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And, just help us get there. The community, keep growing the community. Live streams for the preseason will be coming in. And lastly, before we go, there was some exciting news that just came in about our guy Baker Mayfield. He did bring in. There's no extension yet, but he was given his. In 2026, he didn't have any guarantees, and now they have guaranteed $30 million for Baker in the 2026 season. And this is clearly a reward for Baker because of the performance he put on in 2024, and now obviously he's looking really good in training camp. They are very encouraged by what they're seeing from Baker, and why shouldn't they? The plan is, he knows that we all know it to be our franchise guy. So this is just kind of the next step. Is like, hey, here you've earned this. You've earned us trusting you with this guaranteed money, because the plan is to extend you for the long term, and we don't, expect there to be any blowback on that because everything is going really well. Everything's very seamless. Trust goes both ways, and if the organization trusts in you, you'll trust in us, and it's just going to be a lot more of a healthy relationship. So this is good to hear, obviously. We just love to see positive things, especially on a day where it's like got some not so good news. So that's just, I wanted to end with that because obviously, just talking about ACL tears, not the most awesome thing. But anyway, sign down below. Let us know what you think about David Walker and Baker Mayfield. Just, how you feel about the training camp in general with the Bucs. And we will see y'all in the next video.